Popular things from the 1960s that are totally banned today. Smoking on planes. In the 1960s, smoking was common on airplanes during the golden age of air travel. Even with separate smoking sections, cigarette smoke filled the cabin, exposing passengers and crew to secondhand smoke. As research linked smoking to diseases like lung cancer, attitudes changed. In 1990, the United States Congress banned smoking on all domestic flights, ending the era of in-flight smoking. Enjoying cigarette ads on TV. In the 1960s, cigarette companies heavily advertised on television, billboards, and other media, even during shows watched by children. At the time, about 11% of TV commercials promoted cigarettes, bringing huge revenue to broadcasters. Because of growing health concerns linked to smoking, the Public Health Cigarette Smoking Act banned cigarette ads on TV and radio in the U.S., starting January 2, 1971. Today, tobacco advertising is much more restricted. Smoking anywhere and everywhere. In the 1960s, smoking was extremely common in the United States. In 1965, about 42% of American adults smoked, with the highest rates among men and people aged 25 to 44, according to the American Lung Association. As awareness grew about the dangers of smoking, especially diseases like lung cancer, smoking rates steadily declined. By the 2020s, only about 11.6% of U.S. adults still smoked regularly. Eating dangerous foods. In the 1960s, many foods were colored with artificial additives like red dye number 2, a cheap petroleum-based dye used in candy, drinks, cereals, and ice cream. After studies by the Moscow Institute of Nutrition linked it to tumors in lab rats, it was banned in the U.S. in 1976 under safety rules connected to the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act of 1938. Another food affected by regulation was haggis, the traditional Scottish dish made from organ meat in a sheep's stomach. When the U.S. banned the use of livestock lungs in 1971, authentic haggis effectively became illegal to produce or sell in the country. Using leaded gas. In the U.S., leaded gasoline dominated from the 1920s through the 1960s. Engineers at General Motors added tetraethyl lead, TEL, to prevent engine knocking and improve performance. Despite its popularity, leaded gas caused severe health problems, including damage to the nervous, immune, and cardiovascular systems, and lowered cognitive development in children. The Clean Air Act of 1970 began the phase-out, and leaded gas was finally banned for road vehicles in 1996. Studies estimate that exposure during the leaded gas era cost Americans millions of IQ points. Riding in cars unsecured. In the 1960s, seatbelts existed but were rarely used. Only about 1% of drivers and passengers buckled up. Early lap belts were available, and California mandated them in 1955, but nationwide adoption lagged. It wasn't until 1974 that the U.S. required safer three-point seatbelts, and child restraint laws followed between 1977 and 1985. In the 60s, it was common for both adults and kids to ride unsecured, even in the back of station wagons or pickup trucks.